Mexico Downforce podcast, a four-friend Formula One podcast, except this week we have three friends because Ben is not with us at the moment. And we've got Josh, Matt, and myself, J9, and we are heading into the Mexico Grand Prix preview. So I'm excited to get started. This is going to be a great race coming off of an awesome weekend in Austin, and I'm psyched. I hope we have another terrible weekend for McLaren, wonderful weekend for Ferrari. If y'all missed it, go back and watch our Austin review. It was quite a good race. Loved it. So, heading to Mexico. Are we doing this in Spanish and Espanol?
Well, Ben usually does the full Grand Prix name in the native language.
Yeah, I don't know that. So we're
Formula
just
One Gran Premio de la Ciudad de Mexico.
Fórmula 1 Gran Premio de la Ciudad
sí. Claro que
Mexico
sí.
2025.
Let's go with the Matt's track facts, because Matt is back to give us the track facts in Spanish
on here. Matt, take it away.
All good. We are going to Mexico City for a race at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. It's a really cool track, in my opinion, in Mexico City. Like I said, a circuit steeped in history, first hosting Formula One back in 1963 with stints from 63 to 70, 86 to 92, and returning again in 2015 as one of the sport's most distinctive venues. And that also means that we're getting the 10-year anniversary of Mexico City back on the calendar. I'm psyched. Sitting at a staggering 2,200 meters above the sea level, it's about 1.36 miles. This is the highest altitude race, I believe, on the F1 calendar. The thin air is going to change a lot. Cars are going to lose engine power from reduced oxygen. Wings generate less downforce, and cooling becomes a nightmare. But there's a twist. Less air resistance is going to mean higher top speeds, especially down the monster 1.2 kilometer front straight, where cars can hit nearly 350 kilometers an hour. 4 kilometer 17 turn layout combines a long drag strip straight with a technical middle sector and a tight dramatic finale through the Foro Sol Stadium, which is a former baseball stadium. I believe it's over 30,000 fans sit and watch I think it's like almost like a little fiesta there. Every lap's a fiesta for them. I mean, it's crazy. Go look at some photos of the Foro Sol right there at the end of those 17 turns. The race is going to run 71 laps, totaling just over 305 kilometers. And this track has lots of runoff areas, which is one of the reasons we will see 8 rookies in FP1 this weekend. I'm also psyched about that. There are 3 DRS zones, one on the main straight that we mentioned in turn 1, another between turns 3 and 4, and a third between 11 and 12. Prime overtaking spots where braking stability and traction are going to matter most. Speaking of overtakes, there were 44 here last year, so look for lots of movement on the leaderboard, especially on the wide main straight. The altitude also means tire wear and brake temperatures are going to be tricky to manage. Less airflow means less cooling, and that can make even a one-stop race feel like survival. Valtteri Bottas holds the lap record here with a 1:17.774 set in 2021. Max is the undisputed master of Mexico, I'd say, with 5 career wins. Thin air, screaming fans, and a stadium section like almost nothing else I see on the calendar. Mexico City is going to bring the heat, and I am psyched.
The stadium section looks so cool from the pictures. Yes. Like, it looks like it would be so awesome to sit in.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get to this one following what happened last year and then following what happened last week, because last year Sainz won this race, which was awesome to see, especially last year with Ferrari really just fighting towards the end for additional points. And you had, again, McLaren was doing so well late last year, but Verstappen was leading the Drivers' Championship and thus the constructors as well. And so last year it was definitely a fight with Verstappen, Norris, and Piastri leading into it. And so what we saw was Sainz just doing so well through qualifying and through the race. Sainz took the lead from Verstappen on lap 9 and held it to the finish. So it wasn't too crazy of a race for first once we got to the end. But then Verstappen was battling with Lando, and he received 2 penalties, 2 10-second time penalties, which, I mean, I can't think of another race that we've seen that drastically changed how he wound up finishing. I believe he finished, wound up being 5th or 6th. So that was really a game changer here in the race last year. So we had Sainz in first, Norris in second, and then Leclerc finished third. So you had a 1-3 for Ferrari, gaining significant points. It was their first win in Mexico since 1990. And it was his 4th career win, second of that season. So what I think is interesting with that is that going into this race, he has Josh, wasn't it a 5-position penalty on the grid going into the race because of his incident this past race with Kimi Antonelli? So I think going from last year to this year, that's going to be huge for Sainz. Obviously, he's in a Williams and not Ferrari, but that's kind of sad to see. But going into this race, I mean, we're definitely going to see our, tops each race try to fight for that with McLaren, Verstappen. I know on the last episode, we talked a lot about how that drivers' championship is so close that either McLaren's or Verstappen truly have a chance to win it. And we're excited to see how that really pans out, because we're going to see how papaya rules come into play. We're going to see how Verstappen finishes the season. I know this is 1 of 5 left to go. So I'm intrigued, but I think Ferrari's gotten so much better over the season. They just had such a great race. So
very inconsistent.
We have Russell. We have so many to choose from. And just like last year, where they had a championship kind of in limbo there, we have another one this year. So I'm definitely excited for this race. I think it's going to be great, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that will be exciting in the race, and we have to predict what's going to happen, which has been a challenge, except for last race where Ben and I did great, and Matt, you did not so great. And I have retaken the lead. I have 43 points. Matt, you have 37, J9, 29, and Ben now not too far behind with 26, even though he was way behind before last race. But with 5 races to go and what we just saw last week, I think it literally could go anybody's way. And I think the races have gotten more unpredictable as the season has gone on, because at the beginning it just felt like McLaren won 2 every single race, and Max Verstappen has entered the chat. So I think we're going to have some good fights down the stretch, and somehow we have to predict it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
We're heading
real
into
quick.
it.
Oh, just real quick. That I missed the review episode, but that was McLaren, I believe, the first double DNF in that sprint since 2023. Yes, it is
psyched.
A crazy close race for the drivers right now. I'm shaking in my boots a little bit, but I also have to focus on our championship.
True. All right. Well, we're going to get into it. Let's start with quali, and we're going to start who you got finishing first.
I have gone... So, in my notes, I see that I typed Charles Leclerc, but that is just absolutely not what I was thinking. I'm going Max Verstappen. That is ridiculous.
That's better.
Yeah, Ben has also gone Max Verstappen. I would love to see Charles Leclerc do it. I just don't think the Ferrari car is good enough right now, even though Charles is very good on Saturdays. But the Ferrari car has been so inconsistent. I think with the low air density, with the high altitude, I think Max is just, as you said, Matt, he's dominant at this track. He knows how to adjust the car, and I think he's going to get pole.
I'm the same way. I'm intrigued, and this is kind of for all the drivers, but I think it's really going to show us they're all in great athletic shape for the sport that they play. But, going from Austin, which is such low altitude, to Mexico City in 1 week, and you're expected within, you're going from Sunday to then Friday practice and Saturday quali. I'm looking at that going, how are you expected within 5 days to adjust your body to incredibly high altitude? I mean, I know people who go on vacation there and get altitude sickness because it's pretty high up there. And it's not, unless you know Mexico City, it's not somewhere where you'd think off the top of your head, oh, super high in altitude, but it really is. And so I'm intrigued. I think we're really going to see who, not only which car is going to be the best, but which driver really is going to be the best. Because I'm intrigued. I mean, Josh, you mentioned earlier, it could have been Matt, the differences in being in the altitude for the car. But I'm interested in the difference of altitude for the people. So I'm definitely going Verstappen. I think he's got it in him. And I think, his skill as a driver, not necessarily his car, is what's going to push him towards the first.
Yeah, and I'm going Max too. Although I will note, last year's Red Bull was just not easy for Max to deal with. I think that had a lot to do with his not winning this race last year. But he's very successful in Mexico, and I do think that the Honda power unit, the cooling package, the car, just I think that the Red Bull is probably the best suited. Even the V carbs, I think, are going to benefit from the way that Honda has handled the cars for this year. So I'm not going to say I'm going to put a V carb up necessarily too high, but yeah, Max pole I think is a no-brainer.
Yeah. All right. Well, that takes us to the race, and we'll start off with third place. Josh.
I am going Oscar Piastri. I think McLarens are going to get back on track here. Spoiler, I don't think they're going to win the race because Max is Max, but I think after they kind of got their drama out of the way in the sprint last weekend, they had a struggle in the race, and I think they're going to have settled down a little bit and get back to the McLaren of old ways earlier this season. I've got Piastri. Ben has gone for Charles Leclerc, so hopefully the Ferrari, coming off a podium last race, can also do a podium this race.
All right. Matt?
I was thinking Charles, but yeah, I mean, just I would love to see Oscar actually do something here. If we can get the top three finishers in this race as the top three in the drivers' standings right now, I'm spoiling mine a little bit, but in reverse order, that would be a heck of a lot better than Charles, who's kind of slowly inching up. I don't know if you guys have been seeing him in the background inch up, but yeah. On the air, I will go with Oscar.
You're matching me.
I'm actually going to be a little bit different here. I'm going Russell. I think that Mercedes he's been really strong recently, and I think he's going to have it in him to finish out this season really strong, and I think he's going to make a podium.
I debated going with a Mercedes because Mercedes is well known for their engines, and with the high altitude, you'd think that the engine would help them a lot, but I did not. Moving on to P2, Matt, you teased earlier that you've gone with Lando. I have also gone with Lando, and so has Ben. J9, are you also going with Lando in P2?
No, fuck Lando. I'm going with Piastri.
Okay. So we don't have a clean sweep there, which is good. But you're picking his teammate.
And yeah, and of course
Matt,
I'm going with Verstappen first.
My heart died a little bit right there. Oof. Some really tough words.
Number 2,
Gosh.
You have Lando?
Yeah, so I think that means all four of us are going Verstappen. If J9, you are also going Verstappen.
Yeah.
Unless her hot take is that Max somehow crashes out like crazy.
She does tend to do that.
It's not. I do tend to do that, but it's not that.
But before we get to the hot take, we have to predict P10, which is the most erratic pick that is kind of just a shot in the dark because all the cars finish randomly.
Yeah.
So who do you guys have?
Yuki, because why not?
Okay.
I do too.
Okay.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Man, I thought I was kind of just out there in the wild on that one.
Mine was also kind of just a wild guess. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's not a bad pick. I would like to see Albon score some more points. I think I'd be impressed if Williams can continue to score this year. But hey, it's not bad picking Yuki. Again, those the Red Bull cars are going to be looking good this weekend.
Yeah.
And Ben has gone for Bortoletto. Kicks Albert getting some points.
Okay. All right.
Down the stretch here. And that brings us to everyone's favorite, J9 signature, spicy hot take. You lead us off.
And this one's tough for me because last week, or 2 weeks ago, 2 races ago, I predicted what happened last week. And then I thought I did it last week. And so I came into the review episode really excited that I got a lot of points. And then I realized I did not. So that was really depressing for me. I want to go, and we talked about it in last review episode about how papaya rules, as we're nearing the end of the season, and Drivers' Championship is up in the air. I think papaya rules are going to go out the window. And I think that this might be the race. I did say fuck Lando in my predictions. And my hot take is Piastri is going to continue to be one of the leaders, and he's going to solidify himself as the top driver. I think this is going to be the catalyst, the difference maker here. And we're going to go into the next race after this with Piastri more solidified as first. And I did say it in my track take, Josh. So I think that Piastri is going to be in the fight with Verstappen for the championship, and it's not going to be the fight with Lando.
What is the hot take part of that? What is the quantifiable part we can score other than just Oscar is better than Lando, which we all know he is?
Lando isn't on the podium, which I think is a hot take.
Is it? I mean, I guess maybe.
What are you talking? Last year he got
I'll
second.
say that.
This year last race he got second.
Do you think he can make P?
No, P5 or below.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
all right, Matt, follow it up with something spicy.
Okay.
Because all of y'all go fucking mild, and I'm really sick and tired of it.
Oh my. Well, I've been talking about how some cars are going to do really well here. I also talked about some of the issues that could happen. I think at least 3 cars will fail to finish in the Grand Prix, and at least 2 of those retirements are going to come from engine or power-related issues. So any kind of mechanical failure, and if 3 cars don't finish, but 1 is a mechanical failure and 2 are from a crash, it's not going to count. I think,
wow.
At least 2 cars don't make it to the finish line because of mechanical issues. I'm not saying I want it to happen, but
yeah, I think that's hot.
It sure would be interesting.
Okay, I take it back. That was hot. Okay.
Ben has gone for Max Verstappen getting a penalty, which he is not. He doesn't usually do that, but it is still pretty rare, so I say it's hot. And I'm going with Ferrari getting 4th and 5th place again, back-to-back races, which I feel like Ferrari has kind of been all over the place this year. And I'm going specifically 4th and 5th place after doing that last race also.
Wow.
We'll see what happens. I'd take that as a success for Ferrari.
I think that is.
Midfield team.
Basically.
No, messing around.
And did we get Ben's?
Ben's is that Max is getting a penalty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
yep. No, I wanted to purposely forget that because I thought that was rude.
Penalty and still win.
Yeah.
So he thinks like real domination, but at what cost? Maybe like if he gets like track limits or something, but he,
Yeah, like a 5-second penalty. He could cover off a 5-second penalty pretty easily.
Kind of wild.
Yeah, if anyone can, he can.
Yeah,
that's true.
So we'll see.
This is going to be a very interesting race.
Well, tune into the race, which is on ESPN or F1 TV or whatever at 4:00 on Sunday, Eastern Time. We're located in Eastern Time, so that's what we do. And then come check out Low Downforce Podcast next week when we'll review everything that we saw.
Till then,
that's how we do it.
Speedy.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. Ben's going to be like, what the fuck, man?
Adios.
Stay speedy.
Okay,
That's
adios.
how we
Stay
do
speedy.
it. Adios.